Example number 2. The pinion A of the hoist motor drives gear B, which is attached to the hoisting drum in this figure. The load L is lifted from its rest position and acquires an upward velocity of 3 feet per second in a vertical rise of 4 feet with constant acceleration. As the load passes this position, calculate letter A, the acceleration of point C on the cable in contact with the drum. Letter B, the angular velocity and angular acceleration of the pinion A. Hi everyone, this is Eric Guzman and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, we are going to discuss another topic for dynamics of rigid bodies, the rotational motion. So, without further ado, let's begin. The rotation of a rigid body is described by its angular motion, and we have to remember that only lines or bodies undergo angular motion. Let's take a look at this figure. Itong figure nito is nagro-rotate as it undergoes plane motion. So, we have two lines here, line 1 and line 2. The angular positions of the two lines 1 and 2 attached to the body are specified by the angle theta 1, ito yan, and angle theta 2, measured from any convenient fixed reference direction. At dahil yung angle beta natin, ito, yung angle beta natin is invariant. When we say invariant, ibig sabihin nun is unchanging or hindi nagbabago. Dahil yung angle beta natin hindi nagbabago, yung relation na theta 2 is equal to theta 1 plus beta upon differentiation with respect to time gives eto. Theta 2 prime is equal to theta 1 prime and theta 2 double prime is equal to theta 1 double prime, or during a finite interval, delta or the change in theta 2 is equal to change in theta 1. Thus, all lines on a rigid body in its plane of motion have the same angular displacement, the same angular velocity, and the same angular acceleration. Take note that yung angular motion ng line ay nakadepende lamang dun sa angular position with respect to any arbitrary fixed reference and on the time derivatives of the displacement. Yung angular motion ay hindi nagre-require ng presence ng any fixed axis normal to the plane ng ating motions about which the line and the body rotate. Let's talk about the angular motion relations. Yung angular velocity natin or the omega and the angular acceleration as the alpha of a rigid body in plane rotation are respectively yung first and second derivatives ng angular position natin or yung angular coordinate as theta of any line in the plane of motion of the body. These are the angular motion relationships. And nag-appear sa inyong screen. Yung ating third relation, ito, is obtained by eliminating the dt from the first two. In each of these relations, yung positive direction ng omega and the positive direction ng alpha, clockwise or counterclockwise, is the same as the chosen for theta natin. Etong mga equations na to should be recognized as analogous to the defining equations for the rectilinear motion ng ating particle. And if you can remember, sa basic ng physics natin, mayroong mga equivalent na equation or formula yung rotation from the formulas ng kinematics. And as we proceed to the next topics ng dynamics of rigid bodies, makikita natin na yung analogies between the relationships for linear and the angular motion are almost complete throughout kinematics at saka yung kinetics. Yung relations na yan are important to recognize as they help to demonstrate the symmetry and unity found throughout the mechanics. And for rotation naman, with constant angular acceleration, again, as I have said, pareho lang ng formula from kinematics. Yun nga lang, this is angular. So, gagamitan na natin ng for position, we have theta. For velocity, we have omega. And for acceleration, we have the angular acceleration, alpha. So, here, if we can notice, yung theta sub-zero natin and yung omega sub-zero natin are the values of the angular position coordinate and the angular velocity respectively when the time is 0 and t naman is the duration of the motion considered. Rotation about a fixed axis. When a rigid body rotates about a fixed axis, all points other than those on the axis move in concentric circles about the fixed axis. Ibig sabihin, using this figure, yung rigid body rotating about a fixed axis normal to the plane of the figure sa point O natin, ito yung point O natin. Yung any point natin, for example, itong point A, ay nagmo-move in a circle of a radius r kapag ka nasa fixed axis or kapag ka nasa fixed point yung rotation. And again, from the basic of physics, we should already be familiar dun sa relationship between the linear motion and the angular motion nung line natin normal to the path, which is also yung angular motion of the rigid body. So this is our relations. Velocity is equal to radius times the angular velocity. Yung v natin is yung linear velocity. And yung tangential acceleration natin, or simply the acceleration, is equal to radius times the angular acceleration. And if you can remember, yun namang position natin, or simply the s, is equal to r times yung angular position, which is yung theta. These quantities may be expressed alternatively using the cross-product relationship of vector notation. The vector formulation is especially important in the analysis when it comes to three-dimensional motion. Yung angular velocity natin of the rotating body as expressed by vector omega, normal to the plane of rotation and having a sense governed by the right-hand rule. Makikita natin dito sa figure na ito. From the definition of the vector cross product, makikita natin na yung vector v is obtained by crossing omega or yung angular velocity natin into the radius. And the acceleration naman ng point A natin, ito yung ating point A, ay makukuha by differentiating the cross product expression ng linear velocity natin, which is ito yung mga formulas na yan for the acceleration. If ever maka-encounter tayo ng three-dimensional motion of a rigid body, yung angular velocity natin na vector omega may change direction as well as yung kanyang magnitude. And in this case, yung angular acceleration, which is the time derivative of angular velocity, alpha is equal to omega prime, will no longer be in the same direction as the omega. Example number 1. A wheel is rotating freely at 1,800 RPM or revolution per minute clockwise. It is subjected to a variable counterclockwise torque which is first applied at time t is equal to 0. The torque produces a counterclockwise angular acceleration alpha 40 rad per second square, where t is the time in seconds during which the torque is applied. Calculate A, the time required for the wheel to reduce its clockwise angular speed to 900 RPM. Letter B, the time required for the wheel to reverse its direction of rotation. And letter C, the total number of revolutions clockwise plus counterclockwise returned by the wheel during the first 14 seconds of torque application. In this problem, iti-take natin yung counterclockwise direction as the positive. Since yung ating alpha or yung angular acceleration is known as a function of the time, pwede nating integrate yun para makuha natin yung angular velocity o yung omega. Ang given sa atin na angular velocity is in revolution per minute, so we need to convert it into rad per second. Negative 1/8 RPM. Negative kasi clockwise yan, so tinitake natin yung counterclockwise direction as a positive in this problem. And i-convert natin into rad per second. This is equal to negative 60 pi rad per second. And again, kailangan natin siyang i-integrate for letter A. We have the formula for alpha. We have the formula alpha is equal to derivative of omega over dt. So we cross multiply. This is derivative of omega is equal to alpha times dt. And ang alpha natin is equal to 40. So, substitute natin, derivative of omega is equal to 40 dt. And again, we have to integrate both sides. Integrate. This is negative 60 pi to omega. And this is 0 to t. And by manipulating the equation, we have angular velocity is equal to negative 60 pi plus 2t square. And sa equation na to, isa-substitute natin yung clockwise angular speed na 900 revolution per minute. But first, syempre, kailangan muna nating i-convert into rad per second din. Yung 900 RPM, pag convert natin, is equal to, so this is clockwise, negative 30 pi rad per second. And substitute natin yan dito sa equation natin ito. This is negative 30 pi is equal to negative 60 pi plus 2t square. Solving for t square, t square is equal to 15 pi and square root ng magkabilang side. Time now is equal to 6.86 seconds. So this is the answer for letter A. For letter B, the time required for the wheel to reverse its direction for rotation. Yung wheel natin ay nagbago ng direction when its angular velocity is momentarily 0. So ibig sabihin, using the same equation from letter A, yung omega natin is papalitan natin ng 0 and doon natin makukuha yung time. Omega is equal to negative 60 pi plus 2t square. Nagbago ng direction yung wheel natin nung yung angular velocity niya ay naging 0. So 0, so this 0 is equal to negative 60 pi plus 2t square. Ano tayo yung time required for the wheel to reverse its direction of rotation? Solving for time, t square is equal to, this is 30 pi, and square root ng magkabilang side, time is equal to 9.71 seconds. This is the answer for letter B, the time required for the wheel to reverse its direction of rotation. For letter C, the total number of revolutions clockwise plus counterclockwise turned by the wheel during the first 14 seconds of torque application. Yung total number of revolutions through which yung wheel natin ay nag-turn during the 14 seconds is the number of clockwise turns, say N1. N1 during the first 9.71 seconds natin plus yung number of counterclockwise turns, yung bumalik na siya, say N2, during the remainder of the interval. So, i-integrate natin yung expression for the omega in terms of time, gives us the angular displacement in radians. For the first interval, using this equation, omega is equal to d theta over dt. Gagamitin natin yan and then i-integrate natin. Ang gagamitin natin na equation for the omega is yung equation na nakuha din natin kanina. So, this is d theta is equal to omega dt. D theta is equal to, ang equation ng omega is negative 60 pi plus 2t square dt. And integrate natin both sides. The integral of d theta from 0 to theta 1 and equals sa integral of negative 60 pi plus 2t square quantity dt from 0 to 9.71. And from the integration, yung theta 1 natin is equal to negative 60 pi t plus 2 over 3, this is t, plus 2 over 3 t cubed, limits from 0 to 9.71. Yung theta 1 natin is equal to negative 1,220 rads or radians, or N1 is equal to 1,220 over 2 pi. Ko-convert natin in revolutions. N1 is equal to 194.2 revolutions. And clockwise, yan yung una pa lang yan. Meron pa tayong pangalawa. So this is clockwise direction. For N2, sa second interval natin, we again use the same equation. So we have the integral of d theta from 0 to theta 2 naman tayo is equal to the integral of negative 60 pi plus 2 theta square quantity dt from 9.71 to 14 seconds. Theta 2 is equal to negative 60 pi t plus 2 over 3 t cubed, limits from 9.71 to 14 seconds are required. Yung theta 2 natin is equal to 410 radians. And i-convert natin into revolutions. N2 is equal to 65.3 revolutions. So, ang kailangan natin is yung total number of revolutions clockwise plus counterclockwise. So, we need to add kasi itong N2 na to is counterclockwise. Yung total N natin is equal to N1 plus N2. 194.2 revolutions plus 65.3 revolutions, yung N total natin is equal to 259 revolutions. So this is the answer for example number 1, letter C. Example number 2. The pinion A of the hoist motor drives gear B, which is attached to the hoisting drum in this figure. The load L is lifted from its rest position and acquires an upward velocity of 3 feet per second in a vertical rise of 4 feet with constant acceleration. As the load passes this position, calculate letter A, the acceleration of point C on the cable in contact with the drum. Letter B, the angular velocity and angular acceleration of the pinion A. Kung walang slipping na mangyayari dun sa drum, yung vertical velocity and the acceleration ng load L natin, eto, are the same as the tangential velocity V and the tangential acceleration AT of point C. Ito yun. For the acceleration of point C on the cable in contact with the drum, resolve natin yung normal and tangential components ng acceleration ng point C. We have for tangential acceleration AT, this is equal to V square over 2S. And substituting the values, for velocity we have 3 feet per second, 3 square over 2 times 4 feet. Ito yan, yung 4 feet na yan. Yung position na nai-adjust ng drum. Tangential acceleration is equal to 1.125 feet per second square. For the normal acceleration, AN is equal to V square over R. And substituting the values, ang velocity natin is 3. AN is equal to 3 square. And ang radius natin is given in inches. We have 24 inches. I-convert natin into feet. This is 2 feet. Normal acceleration is equal to 4.5 feet per second square. Ang hinahanap natin for letter A is the acceleration of point C. So, ang kailangan natin gawin is simply acceleration of point C is equal to 80 square plus AN square. Substituting the values, AC is equal to the square root of 80 natin is 1.125 square plus 4.5 square. Finally, the acceleration at point C is equal to 4.64 feet per second square. This is the answer for letter A. For letter B, the angular velocity and the angular acceleration of the pinion A. Yung angular motion of gear A natin is determined from the angular motion of gear B by the velocity and the tangential acceleration of their common point of contact. Yung angular motion naman ng gear B natin is determined from the motion of point C na naka-attach dun sa drum. Before we solve for the angular motion ng point A or ng pinion A natin, solve muna natin yung angular motion for our point B or ng gear B natin. For the angular velocity of B, this is angular velocity of B, V over R, 3. Substituting the values, we have 3 over 2 feet. Angular velocity ng point B natin is equal to 1.5 rad per. And for the angular acceleration ng B natin, this is tangential acceleration over radius. Substituting the values, we have 1.125 over 2 feet. Angular acceleration ng B natin is equal to 0.562 rad per second square. Hindi pa yan ang final answer kasi ang hinahanap natin is the angular motion of the point A. Since si gear A or si point A and si point B have the same point of contact, ibig sabihin yung angular motion ni gear A ay maaari nating makuha from the angular motion na nasolve natin by the velocity 1 and yung tangential acceleration 1. Yan yung common velocity and common tangential acceleration nilang dalawa. And with that, we have yung V1 natin is equal to RA, angular velocity A is equal to RB, angular velocity B, and yung tangential acceleration natin na 1 is equal to RA, angular acceleration of A, this is A then, is equal to RB, angular acceleration of B. So we have angular acceleration of A is equal to RB, gagamitin natin ito, over RA times the angular acceleration of B. Substituting the values, we have, ang radius ng ating B is 18, dito yan nanggaling, 18 inches, and i-convert natin into feet, we have 1.5 feet over, ang radius ng A natin is 0.5, ang angular velocity natin for B is 1.5 na nakuha natin dito. Finally, ang angular velocity natin for A is equal to 4.5 rad per second rad per second clockwise. And meron pang isa, for the angular acceleration naman, angular acceleration is equal to RB over RA times angular acceleration B, substituting the values, and again we have 1.5 here for the radius and 0.5 for the radius of A times the angular acceleration na 0.562, calculating angular acceleration of point A is equal to 1.688 rad per second square, and this is clockwise. This is the answer for example number 2, letter B, the angular motion of the pinion A. And that's all for today's video, guys. Please like and share, subscribe for more. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.